our film, Foundations for Voice Building, you have seen all the basic components which are involved in the art of singing. Today we are going to begin with a student who has never had a voice lesson. We are going to be dealing mostly with the correct alignment of the torso and the head, not thinking too much about the legs at the moment, only that the weight of the body is forward into the balls of the feet. Students, when you come to your voice lessons, be sure you bring a notebook, take down your notes of the exercises very carefully, and take down what they are for and how you do them correctly. The student we are using today is a freshman here at the university, John McPherson. First thing I want to say, John, is that we never sing with our glasses on. Can you take them off? Thank you. There is a reason for that. If you are behind footlights, the footlights are going to cause a glare, and they are also going to separate you from your audience contact when you have them on. So we just don't do that. Okay, the first thing we're going to do is to talk about the body alignment, and I wish you to go over here to the wall, which I do with my students to get this right. All right, lean against the wall. Well, your posture is quite fine, really. That's too good. Excuse me, step out just a minute. That isn't the way a lot of them come into me, believe me. This is the way they come in. Tailbone out. Neck out. Here it is. The way they come in. What do? I have them push that part of the body against the wall and roll up the body. They can't do it to begin with when they first start out. But when that is up like that, my head is sitting in an entirely different position. I feel a difference across my chest. I feel a difference across the lower abdominal area. There is a very wonderful, strong feeling like a girdle that is lifting this whole area. It's solid in there. All right, you had that feeling already. Here he's a wind instrument player, and he's had a lot of breathing exercise, I'm sure, that has caused you to have this wonderful posture that you have. This is wonderful. Now, the next thing I talk about is the inside smile. John, can you close your mouth, not your teeth, your mouth, and smile at me? That's great. Do you feel what's happening right up through here? There's a muscular action there, isn't there? What do you feel on the inside of your mouth, the oral cavity? When you smile, no, you're not smiling at me. All right, close your mouth again. What do you feel inside?
As it is now?
When you're smiling and when it's closed.
The only difference I notice is when I'm smiling, it seems to be opened up or larger.
Right, that's wonderful words. It feels larger inside. That's a very good description. You see, I hear people say, I've heard teachers, I've heard choir directors say, now let's smile, people. And this is what they do. This is a grimace. And it's wrong. It will make your tone white, just as white. Then I heard other teachers and choir directors say, everything drop, relax, relax, relax. They're both wrong as far as I'm concerned, because it changes that inside oral cavity. When I feel that wonderful inside smile, I just feel like I have more space back there. Soft palate goes up. It just goes up of its own self. The other thing that is very important, because of the head, if the head is not sitting straight, the chin is up, you're going to be pulling all these muscles right in this vocal instrument, and this hyoid bone That's where the tongue muscles, that's where the chin muscle is all connected. That is your vocal instrument. When the head is back, it is sitting just as straight as can be. On the other tapes later on, you will see me using a gesture. Smile at me inside again. There, that's what, now just leave it there, just leave it there. You see this happening. And you'll see my fingernails, but you've lost it inside. Smile again, all right there. When they're singing, these students, I will be pointing to this because this is going to be working. That part right there, don't lose that inside smile. That's terribly important right up there. And you feel just square, right straight across here. All right. The first exercise I give with everyone is a sharp K. All right, now I want you to try it first, John, for me. No, that was wrong. You pushed right out here in this area, and that's where most of them do to start out with. Now, this is you blow the air out simply by the tailbone is under, or else this will not spring out correctly here. All right, now tailbone under. Once again, now, again for me, please. There you are, do it again. Great. You won't find too many students that get this right the very first lesson. Be very patient until they do get it right. Now, I want you to sing a scale like just 1, 2, 1, 2. Give me about an E, will you please, Danny? And I want it to be like so. Tailbone is under. I have said, I feel a leverage between my lower abdominal area and the rib cage here. All right, let's try. Say the hook first, okay? Sing. Where's your inside smile? All right, there, now sing, okay? All right, another one. Another one. All right, thank you. Why do we put the H in front of it? Because it is an aspirant. He. And we only have it before the first tone. And it's always done lightly. And don't sing it as long as you can sing to begin with. Some students will only be able to sing that 2 or 3 times. End on E always. Because if you try to push the phrase longer than the breath is able to do it, the chest will start going down. And this is wrong. Don't ever let the chest, just let it sit straight. Don't worry about this. The lower part of the abdominal area is the thing that helps that chest stay to where it should stay. All right? Now, the next thing I want you to sing is key, K, key, K, key. Now, that is for the soft palate. Key, K, key, K, key. All right, give me about an E flat.
Key.
All right. Now, wait just a minute. Take it down a little bit. Let me have it about a G, Danny. In the key of G. Key, key, K, key, K, key. All right, now, and put it up. He's higher voice than I am, once again. All right, now up where he is. I never ask a student, by the way, what they sing when they come into my studio. I always begin all of these exercises in the middle range. If it's a bass, I go down lower in his range. If a tenor, I go up higher in his range, and vice all the way through. So it's in the middle of your range where we're starting, and you sound like you may be a tenor, so I'm lifting it just a tiny bit. All right, now begin once again. Ki, 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 ki. Very, very staccato. All right, now.
Ki, 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 ki.
All right.
Ki, 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 ki.
Staccato at the end.
Ki.
The last one, get off of it. Do it once again. All right.
Ki.
That's right, again.
Ki.
All right, now ki-ka. Same thing.
Ki. Ki.
I'm catching something just a little bit here with you, John, that I want to call your attention to, because the jaw always must swing straight down here. And you will find that it is, that works straight down there if you have the width across here. Ki, ka. It works much more easily for it to swing down. Yours is going like so. Ki, ka. The jaw is shooting out. You are unaware of that. The only way you students will ever find it in yourselves is get two mirrors, one in front of you and one at the side, getting a profile of what is happening here, because you will not feel it. You have to see it first. Ki, ka. Once again now. Ki, ka. All right?
Ki, ka.
All right?
Ki, ki.
Right.
Ki, ka.
Good. Where's the inside smile? It's gone.
Ki, ka.
Did you feel any difference where that tone went that time with the inside smile and where it was going?
No.
You didn't. Well, you weren't thinking about it, or you would have. It was coming out here. The other one was going back inside there. We never sing back. We always think that tone front. Not ki-ka. That K is for the soft palate people, but we never sing back there. It's always front. Ki-ka, ki. With the inside smile. Now, just once more, please. All right?
Ki, ka.
Yeah, smiling inside.
Ki, ka.
And the jaw swings down on the ka. Again, once again.
Ki, ka.
Now, wait a minute. This is what he's doing. Watch here. He's singing ki, and you're holding your jaw very stiff right there. And what is happening on the inside? Your tongue is pressing, because takes more space. Ki. Now try it just once again. Let's see if we can get it, okay?
Ki, ka.
Again.
Ki, ka.
All right. Now, I know, John, this is a lot to think about in the first lesson, and believe me, people, when I'm working with a student, I take about 30 minutes to run through these exercises, which we can't take today, and I don't pick at them quite as much as I am you today, but I want you as observers to see what we're doing and why we're doing it. Now, the next one is fla, ni. This is for the tongue and the jaw action together. Fla, ni, and get off, all right? And his pitch, okay?
Fla, ni.
Where is the inside smile? Once again, now.
Fla, ni.
Good, another one.
Fla, ni.
Right, all right. Now the next one is ningy. Ningy. I feel a lot of vibration right through the bridge of my nose. Ningy. I still feel that wonderful yawn or smile behind it. All right, try it. Wait a minute. Say whoop once again. I stopped them many times in the first lesson to be sure that this is going right in this area. All right, once again. Now, hook. Good. Now, do it again. All right. Do you know why that is important? Why that lower abdominal area should spring out? Do you know what has happened to you breath-wise? All right. When the lower abdominal area springs out, the diaphragm has dropped, and the outside air pressure has pushed into the lungs. Did you hear me take a breath then?
No.
Not at all. And I'm full of air. I feel like it's clear down in my stomach. I know it isn't. But I feel my tailbone is under, or that area right down here would not be feeling as it is now. I'm full of air. Okay, it'll come. All right, now try once again. Ningy.
Ningy.
Good, now ninga.
Ninga.
Another one.
Ninga. Ninga, 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 ninga,
All
ninga.
right, now say hung.
Hung.
You feel this buzz up here in the bridge of your nose? Hung.
Hung.
Say mm. All right, now I want you to say just feeling the buzz. All right, try it. Inside smile again. All right, let the jaw drop as you sing it. Right? Now don't punch them, John. Don't say, it's just, I just feel like they're just spilling over the top of the bridge of my nose. Try just once again. Inside smile. All right. Now say pre for me.
Pre, pri.
Now look at my lips, please. Watch what I am doing. Pre, pri. They are pulling up, right?
Right.
On the tape just before this, preceding this first lesson, you saw those little muscles that are up behind the bridge of the nose. You didn't because you didn't see that tape, but the people that are out there, I hope, saw it before they got into this one. These are little muscles that pull up behind that, the bridge of the nose. Pre. It's so wonderful for all of our short vowels and getting those tones to sit up in there. All right, now sing pre, and let that upper lip move. All right, now.
Pre.
Good, another one.
Pre.
Now pre, the next one.
Pre.
Another one.
Pre.
All right, now he is a wind instrument player, right?
Right.
What?
Tuba.
Tuba. I find many times people, when I get a student who is a wind instrument player, their upper lip simply will not move. Yours is moving, not as much as I want it yet, but it's moving, but their lips are, because the embouchure has been trained down the other way a great deal, right?
Yes.
All right, in singing, this upper lip has to help you so much. You will see in just a moment what I'm talking about. It must be very mobile. Pre. If I get a student that cannot move this upper lip, I take my fingers and lift it. Tre, and it won't even stay up sometimes. Then gradually, maybe 6 months later, sometimes a year later, it will get so, it will pre. Now, John, I want you to sing a song for me. I always have a student sing a song at the end of all these exercises. Usually we go back and review them to be sure you know what you're doing, but we don't have time to do that today. I want you to sing this little song, "'Tis a Gift to be Simple."
'Tis the gift to be simple, 'tis the gift to be free, 'tis the gift to come down where we ought to be. And when we find ourselves in the place just right, 'twill be in the valley of love and delight. When true simplicity is gained, to bow and to bend, we shan't be ashamed. To turn will be our delight, till by turning we come round right.
Okay, John, very nice. That's a nice voice there, nice quality. I want to point out some things that I think you will be interested in to know what will help it even to be better. The first word you sing in this is t, I. 'Tis the g. There, that is that short vowel that we've talked about so much. All right, now what am I going to think about as I sing that? I'm going to think about that pre that you just now did. 'Tis a gift. That's an I vowel again. Listen to the difference. 'Tis a gift to, do you hear any difference there? 'Tis a gift. Do you hear any difference in
The
those?
second tone had a resonance or an openness to it. A core?
Right, right, exactly so. It had a core in it. It had a resonance because these muscles were working up there. 'Tis a gift. All right, now sing that just once again for me there.
'Tis the gift.
All right, do it again.
'Tis the gift to be simple.
All right, now the next one is what when you say up on the higher range and you've got a G ahead of this note, gift to be free. Don't let that G pull your gift. You're back here on your tongue a moment ago when you did that. Once again, 'tis a gift, and take the first phrase through once again, please now.
'Tis the gift to be simple, 'tis the gift to be free.
Right, that was better. You see, your jaw was looser that time when you went up to the top of the upper range in that phrase. Now, I want you to go on down to the next phrase, and when we find ourselves in the place just right. Can you begin right there? All right.
And when we find ourselves in the place just right.
All right, now, one scientific rule that it will always work is when you have a vowel begun phrase like you have here, and that's an that's a pra vowel that we were talking about, this little muscle, is let the jaw swing as you sing that first word in that phrase. And, you said and, do you hear the difference?
Yes.
And when, all right. Now, try just once again and let the jaw swing as you sing that.
And when we find ourselves in the place just right.
All right. Now, the next thing I want to call attention to are the T's. Right. When you say a T, there's always a puff of air after it. That's what makes it carry. Right. Say it.
Right.
All right. I didn't put the T on, did I?
No.
Right. All right. Okay. All right. Got it that time. Now go on. 'Twill be in the valley. Will you begin right there? This is another little spot I want to bring out. 'Twill.
'Twill be in the valley of love and delight.
Where is your inside smile?
It's gone.
It's gone. All right. 'Twill. Now here we have a W. Twi. And I always think of the W feeling as though they're those little handle bar mustaches you fellas sometimes use, of it curling up. Twi. That W always feel just like that. 'Twill be, and you have an I vowel there again. All right, begin that once again. 'Twill be, and feel the I, and let the inside smile just take that note right up in the top. All right, now wait forward in the balls of faith. Hook again for me. Sing.
'Twill be in the valley of love and delight.
All right, did that feel a little bit easier at the top there?
So.
So, all right, that's right. It doesn't happen the first time you do it many times, but it comes. It really will. All right, then the next thing I want to point out is when true simplicity. That's an e vowel, that's that same thing, and there's a W. When, all right, will you begin there? And let the jaw drop now, but drop it from the feeling of this space right above here. All right, now when.
When true simplicity is gained.
Now, wait a minute. So gain, you're holding your jaw so tight. Gained. Do you hear the difference in the tone? All right, let's go on. To bow and to bend. Take the next phrase.
To bow and to bend, we shan't be ashamed.
All right, now, this brings out a point of the consonant B. When we have a B by bow and bend, that upper lip feels just like it has air underneath it on the bend. Now bend. Now bend. Do you hear any difference in those tones? All right. It's my upper lip that's just dead, and it hasn't helped lift that bend up in its place there. All right. Now go on to the next phrase. To turn will be our delight. All right.
To turn will be our delight.
All right. Now, you're saying turn, the R is right back here in the back of your throat. How do I get it off? I say turn, now turn, turn, turn. It's pra, pra, pra. It's right up there again. To turn, turn. And then when you said, our delight. Danny, will you play that, our delight? Here, this word our is a ooh. You think first, our, and then the lips just round over it quickly when you put the R on it. Our delight. And the other thing there is the L consonant comes down on the pitch before you're singing the I vowel. I'm already on the L. Delight. Give me that once again. Our delight, Danny. Our delight, light. And this is what you did. Light, light. My jaw was down, my tongue was up. Did you hear any difference in the tone?
No.
All right, listen again. I want sharper ears than that. Well, I won't say what I started to say. You know, sometimes when a vocal instrument is a good instrument, and I think I have a good instrument, the tone is still good even when you sing it wrong. But anyway, believe me, now listen to it. Our delight again. Our delight, light, light, now, light, light. Can you not hear a difference on that?
This time, the second it was pinched.
Right, absolutely, because when my tongue is up and my jaw is down, it's pulling right here in the roots of my tongue. And that is a hard and fast rule that we have to work at. Now, I'm ordinarily not this picky with the first lesson, believe me, because if I were, they would pick up their satchels and run. I'm sure that's too much to think about. I don't want you to think that that's the way you have to go at a first lesson. But I wanted to point out these problems that are there, that I hear immediately. Sometimes a student comes into my studio and he begins to clear his throat. Well, that can be nerves. You don't ever clear your throat. What do? If it feels like there's phlegm there, just say, and bounce it off from the breath coming up over the cords. If it's still there, use the vocalises that we've been using and buzz it off. Don't clear the throat, period. It only adds insult to injury because you're scraping those vocal cords right together, and you can make yourself hoarse just by clearing your throat. Always, too, be very careful about what you wear when you're going to sing. Because if you have any kind of clothing on that binds any part of the body, the girls with the bras that bind this part of the body, or high heels, girls that throw your torso out of alignment, and boys with tight pants on that bind your legs, or underpants. Well, sometimes they cut you in the waist, don't they, or cut you around the legs. All that's very important. You just wear things that are loose when you're going to sing. And your throat also. Don't have a tie that's too tight. It always has to be very loose. And another thing, if you're going to sing publicly, don't do any talking before a performance, and particularly not loud talking. I just recently went down into a room where the orchestra was tuning up, and two of my singers were to appear on this program. They were talking at the top of their lungs over all this noise. I thought, there goes their vocal line right out the window. You just don't talk over noise, talk loud. And laughing is also very, very harmful to get that, to break up this vocal line that we are so eager to have just spinning along when we step out in front of the footlights. What is a vocal line? It's a feeling of the tone, we know it's made down here. It comes up and goes over the top of that soft and hard palate. That's what I'm talking about when I'm speaking a vocal line. What does one do when you have to sit a long time before you sing, John? There are performances where a singer sits maybe 25, sometimes up to 45 minutes before they have to sing. They get to sing. You can't just sit there completely relaxed in that chair for 45 minutes and then just stand up and to sing. The body, those breathing muscles that we've been talking about, the throat, all that has to be warmed up. How do you do it in front of an audience? All right, you simply take this big, only you just say very softly through your lips. Nobody can hear you, but you can feel the whole lower part of the abdominal area working. You're commencing to get those little muscles warmed up. Then take that little NG exercise that we had a moment ago and sing it on, if you're tenor, sing the tenor line, or if it's in an orchestra where there's no chorus, sing with the viola or some instrument, just so you get the feeling of the instrument here warming up. Just so it's moving with the breath. And this gets you warmed up, ready to stand up and sing that solo that you're ready to sing. Thank you so much, John. Now, students, don't over-practice when you first begin. The first week, you practice 20 minutes twice a day. The second week, you practice 30 minutes twice a day. The third week, you practice 45 minutes at one time. See if you can stretch it that long a time. The fourth week, perhaps you can go a whole hour. And after the first year, maybe you can sing a 2-hour stretch. But don't ever sing when you begin to feel tired in the throat. If you are doing exercises and something doesn't feel right down here in this vocal instrument, stop and wait until you get back to your vocal teacher and find out what you're not doing correct. There should never be any feeling in the throat. What material do I use for a beginning student? I use the early Italian classics of the 17th and 18th century. I do this because I think this is absolutely basic for voice building. And then I let them sing something in the English language also. I keep all of the material in the middle range of the voice and without difficult skips of big wide intervals, because I want you to be thinking of the breath support and the vocal line and feeling what is happening. I don't want you to be too concerned about the music side of it just at the moment. Now, how do we go about learning a song? There is an excellent book which is available now. It is called Word by Word Translations of Songs and Arias, beg your pardon, by Shoup and Harris, published by the Scarecrow Press. This is just an excellent book. Every one of you students, when you start to sing, you should know what that word is you are singing and what it means. For instance, when I say bella in the Italian, that means beautiful. When I say schrecklich in German, that means terrible. If I say schrecklich, not knowing what that word means, the color is different. You get the point, don't you? After the text is in your tongue, so you can say it right off without one bobble, then begin to think about the music of the song. And then, after you can think of the music and the text is automatically in the tongue, then and then only should you try to sing that song. I want to caution you also that when you start to practice, you do not sit down. it's important that you keep this body alignment correct. Now, if you have to bend over the piano and to get a pitch, and you should get the pitch before you start, for any scale that you're doing, get your body up before you start to sing that scale, whether it be fla, fla, ni, not fla, fla, ni, fla, fla. Do you hear how beautiful that is? My body alignment, fla, fla, ni, and it goes very easily. Then catch your pitch again, and be sure you're on pitch, and check it again at the top and the bottom. Body alignment. Don't listen to yourselves. Number one, you can't hear yourself as you actually sound. You are paying your teacher to listen to you. You begin to feel sensations inside this oral cavity, the nasal pharynx, and the lung, the chest cavity. And all of the ranges feel in a different, well, you feel them in a different place. Actually, you feel sensations for the middle range, particularly right through the bones of the face. And you feel the low range in the teeth, and the chest is also involved. And the upper range just goes up at the top of your head someplace. You can't even feel it. It just goes up. The tone spins when it is sitting right. It isn't blocked by the tongue or holding the jaw stiff like this when I talk. It blocks the tone. So it does in your singing. This whole thing is because the involuntary nervous system, after all of these things are right, you work these very mechanically, it seems at first, like fla, fla, ni with the two mirrors and so on. Then, when they are correct muscularly, the involuntary nervous system just takes over just like that, and much of our singing is done by the involuntary nervous system when we get out of its way. We always sing front. The tone always is easier when it is not back. It spins so much more easily when that back is open with that inside smile that we've been talking so much about. Never think of piano or a soft tone, or never think of forte or a loud tone. Let the voice just flow as it will as you're starting your singing. The question has been asked me many times, what about the opera singer? Well, number one, we're not talking about the opera singer right now. We're talking about building voices. And the opera singer also comes into many different positions than what we've been talking about. But if you will watch, if that opera singer is lying down on a sofa or sitting in a chair, this part of their body, from the lower part of the abdomen and up to the chest area, is always very carefully taken care of by the position in which that artist is singing. Let me say again that building the voice is like building a house. The foundation of that house has to be solid and straight. The foundation for all great singing is the breath. You come gradually into these things. This whole musculature of the body that we've been talking about becoming involved it just comes step by step. You feel the muscles clear around to the back of the rib cage. You feel them in the back. You feel them in the legs, from the toes right straight through the body when you've completely built that voice. In building a house, you only ask one architect when you get the final blueprint. So it is with building a voice. Never try to combine two techniques. They just don't work. Discuss these exercises with your vocal teachers. If they are parallel to what they believe, use them, they will help you. If they are against what they believe, leave them alone. Don't try to combine them. There is one technique which says, drop everything, just loose, loose, loose. Fla, fla, ni, fla, fla. That's not what I've been talking about, people. Fla, fla, ni, fla, fla. It's inside smile, and I can't get an inside smile with everything dropped down here. The other one is the fluted lips. This is another technique. Everything should be fluted. Fla, fla, ni, fla, fla. That's exactly opposite from what I'm talking about. Ningy, 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 ningy. Ningy, 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 ningy. It's just night and day difference. The importance of that head, I just cannot stress too much. If the head is up, fla, fla, ni, you're pulling this vocal instrument and the tone will always be tight. Get the head straight, because that hyoid bone, remember when you saw in the tape just preceding this, all the tongue muscles, the chin muscles are all connected right there, people. You can hear a difference in my speaking voice when my head sits right. So can you hear it and feel it, believe me. The structure of that oral cavity means so much to the tone and its color. The technique is never, as I said a moment ago, you physically do these things muscularly, and then this technique is a neuromuscular skill, and it has to be practiced with patience and time to develop. Believe me, the involuntary nervous system takes right over as quickly as you get the right muscles coordinating. Remember, in the book, remember that a book on singing or a videotape such as we're making right now cannot possibly take the place of the private teacher. You must have that private teacher there to listen to you and to watch you. And when you're in the studio, it should be 100% concentration on what you're doing as a singer, and the teacher 100% concentration and seeing what is happening and listening very carefully to what is happening. I would like to read you just a few reviews, if you will permit me. Larra Browning has a big, rich voice Wagner demands. This was from London, when I sang with the Philharmonic there. From Bayreuth, the capital of the Wagnerian world, as you know. This is the review I received there. Larra Browning possesses the necessary mezzo color for the dramatic soprano, as well as having the ability to sing a beautiful piano tone. In Wiesbaden, where I sang at the International Music Festival, the critique said, a stately Brunhilde Isolde singer, Larra Browning, displayed a controlled and versatile vocal technique. It is amazing how this big Brunhilde voice could sing smaller forms as well. And then from Nuremberg, Larra Browning showed an astounded audience a soprano voice which has almost unbelievable power and authority. Why do I read you these reviews? I want to remind you that when I started studying with Maud Douglas Tweedy, my voice had been ruined, so I thought. By using these techniques, which I have described to you, and with great concentrated work and effort on my part, my voice grew and developed just as yours will. If it were not for these techniques, I would have not sung, period, ever. I would like to close this tape by stating that after I once found Maud Douglas Tweedy, I never left her. And I worked with her for 25 years through my whole singing career. I have found that the development of my voice and the voices of the students that have come to me has proven to me the value of this technique.
Music